Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT coming to you live and direct from my room. But anyway, we're gonna get into basically just talking about these fights, breaking down these fights. There was a lot of boxing on today. I didn't get a chance to catch all of it, which is why if for those who are subscribed to me for boxing, uh, that's why there wasn't no post fight for Klitschko, no post fight for no post fights for some of the PBC fights, none of that stuff because I actually go to work today, but so I missed some of it, but now we're here to watch it. So not watch it. I meant do the Google Hangout, and we're gonna have fun with it. So first fight we're gonna talk about. We'll start off with until Thunderdome and the others get here. The first fight we'll talk about will be the Amir Imam Adrian, I don't know how to say his last name, the guy he lost to. But basically, that was the upset of the year. That's the upset of the year. I mean, if you guys follow the channel, you guys know that I know Amir Imam very well. I've interviewed him 2 times. I go to the Heavyweight Factory, and I've gotten a chance to watch him train on several occasions. Me and him are pretty cool. So, there's pictures right there on the wall. You can't really see it. I mean, you can kind of see it, but Amir Imam and I cool together, and he's a guy that I like to see succeed. He's a guy I like to see do well, and I haven't had a chance to watch the fight, so I'm gonna go back and watch it. But from what I saw in the highlights and from what people have told me, Amir got destroyed in every destroyed, just utterly destroyed. And on the first round, he knocked the dude down, the Adrian guy, I don't know his last name, Adrian, whatever. He knocked him down. But then after that, Adrian, the guy he fought, Adrian, can't say his last name. The guy who's 16-4, that Mexican dude, he basically put the pressure on Amir Imam, smothered him, got on the inside, really just did what he could to get Amir out of there. And I was talking to Anthony Thunderdome. I was talking to Thunderdome on the phone before I left work, and we were talking about that fight, and he was telling me, he kind of said that this guy basically took the blueprint from Walter Castillo. If you guys know, when Amir Imam earlier in his career fought Walter Castillo was really getting in on the inside, making things uncomfortable for Amir, and Amir used his reach and his length, and he fought his fight. He dictated pace. He dictated tempo. But see, that didn't happen here in this fight with Adrian, whatever his name was. This dude was on the inside against Amir. He was smothering Amir. Amir really had a hard time just finding himself, and really as the fight continued to go on, he looked uncomfortable, and we didn't just see Amir lose. We saw Amir get beat down. We're talking about taken to school, got beat like he stole something, and it was just a brutal loss, and not the kind of loss you need for if you're Amir Imam, because he had the Terrence Crawford fight. Possibly, he was the #1 mandatory for Victor Postal. He was talking to me. We had a conversation off camera at the gym. He was talking to me about how he was a bit upset that the Crawford Postal fight was being talked about, as a unification fight rather than him being fighting for the title against Postal. He felt a bit frustrated about that, being the #1 mandatory and whatnot, and how nobody kind of wants to say his name or call him out or do nothing like that because they were afraid of him. But this dude who fought him tonight was not afraid of him. He had nothing to lose, and he came to win. And Amir Imam's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to get some wins under his belt. He's got to really go back to the drawing board, tighten up the defense. And hey, I'm pretty cool with Stacey McKinley. Not pretty cool. I'm not really cool with Stacey McKinley. I've just seen him and said hi to him a few times. But Stacey McKinley might have to go. He's taken Amir Imam to a certain level in his boxing career, and he's got to get to that point now, or he might have to go. Amir's going to need a different coach, because the way he does defense, where he kind of puts his arm here and he kind of tries to slip punches with his head, that's not going to get it done all the time. And he didn't. At some point he just needed to do the traditional cover up, and He didn't do that, and this dude was teeing off on him 5, 6, 7 punch combinations, and it was very sad to see Amir lose because he lost a lot of big fights around the table. But a true champion can adapt to these losses, can adjust, and I know these are the cliche things to say, but a true champion can adapt to these things. They can adjust to these things, and they can make the adjustment to become better. And we saw it. We've seen it in the careers of many great fighters. We saw it in the career of Lennox Lewis when he lost to Hakeem Rockman. We saw it in the career of Wladimir Klitschko when he took some tough losses that he shouldn't have taken. So can Amir Imam do that? I think he will. I think he's just too talented. He has too many tools in his skill set to not become the great fighter that I know he is. He really works really incredibly hard, insanely hard. I go to the heavyweight factory. I watch this kid train. He's always there. There's never been one time when I'm not at that gym and he's not there training his behind off. So I think he has the right work ethic. You know, he definitely has the tools. He just has to get the right guys in his corner. And I truly believe that tonight, with the Amir Imam, what happened with him was definitely, and this is just me personally, just because I know Amir a little bit. I think something mental happened to him. Something mentally was not right, because for him to lose to this guy, I know, people are going to say he overlooked him or whatnot, but Amir doesn't strike me as the type of guy who overlooks somebody. He really does take every fight on a fight-by-fight basis, and I feel like, something was off mentally. I don't know if it was something in his life, or maybe he overtrained or something, or he wasn't hydrated properly. I don't know. Something looked wrong with Amir. I don't know. That's just me speaking. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. Maybe I'm delusional. Who knows? But anyway, Amir Imam takes his first loss and has to kind of climb his way back up the ladder in the 140-pound division. So that's the first fight. He loses to a guy he was supposed to beat, a stay busy guy, a can, if you will. Nobody knew who the guy was. I don't know who he is. Donnie didn't know who he was. Just nobody knew who Adrian, whatever his name was. But that was the first fight. But I wanted to talk about that because I know Amir. I interviewed him, and we're cool. And that was a really huge upset, probably the upset of the year, because really nobody knew who the other guy was, and Amir Imam was supposed to be just blow him out the water, especially with the way the fight started. But anyway, we're gonna talk about really what was the main event in boxing today, the main thing, which was in Germany, Tyson Fury and Wladimir Klitschko. Now this, I didn't get a chance to watch this fight, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch this fight as well. I even have a few ideas. I want to go back and rescore the Cotto Canelo fight. I want to go back and watch Fury and Klitschko. I'm thinking of doing live videos and maybe rescoring those fights and watching them in real time, because I haven't watched Klitschko Fury, and I want to rescore Canelo Cotto. So we might do that on Monday. So you guys stay tuned for that. I hope to do that on Monday. But anyway, Tyson Fury, man, and Wladimir Klitschko. First of all, I didn't get a chance to watch the fight, but from what I've watched, I'll make my assessment based off what I've watched so far. So if I say anything off base, don't crucify me or nothing like that. Right? I'm doing my best without watching the full fight. I'm just going off of the highlights I've seen and all that stuff. But really, Klitschko didn't look like himself, and we could attribute this to many things. People are saying that Tyson Fury didn't necessarily win a title, but Klitschko more so lost it, meaning that Klitschko just did not come to win, or he didn't do the things he normally does to win, and that's why he lost. And it wasn't Fury's skill set, it wasn't Fury's mental fortitude, it wasn't his ferocity, none of that stuff that allowed him to get this win. It was all because of Klitschko. And a fight's a two-sided. There's always two sides to a fight. It's always a two-way street. Yeah, Klitschko didn't. Maybe he spent extra time excessively clinching, even more so than he usually does, because he didn't know what to do against this guy. But at the same time, personally, I would attribute some of the reasons for Klitschko not being himself. Number one, due to I really do believe that Tyson Fury was in his head, and I believe that's why he pulled out the fight the first time, because Tyson was in his head and he had to sit back and really think to himself, man, can I really beat this guy? I really believe that. Tyson Fury believed from day one, before this fight, years before this fight ever took place, that he could beat Wladimir Klitschko, and tonight he did what he said that he could do 4 or 5 years ago. So you can't do nothing but tip your cap to Tyson Fury. He did what he had to do. As far as Wladimir Klitschko goes, I think there's 2 reasons to why he didn't fight the way he normally fights. We'll start off with number one. Number one, he's fighting a guy in Tyson Fury who's taller than him. Now, there isn't a whole lot of guys he's fought, if any, who have been taller than Klitschko. I know me and Anthony were talking about this earlier. He said there was. But I don't think there is, but I believe he told me there was. I forgot who it was. He told me, but it was somebody. But anyway, most of the guys he's been fighting as of late anyway have been undersized opponents. So you look at Brian Jennings, undersized, doesn't really have a ton of punching power. So there's Brian Jennings, you have Alex Leopold, who's undersized. Basically, anybody he fights is going to be smaller than him. But those guys were undersized heavyweights to begin with. So he had the stylistic advantage there against those fighters. Now, when he fights Tyson Fury, you're talking about the guy. It's a big difference from when you're punching down as opposed to punching up. And Klitschko, I think that had something to do with it, not being as active. I think that had something to do with it. I think Fury being in his head had something to do with it. I think Father Time had something to do with it, as it always does. He for the first time since he's been on this long run, and he's been kind of older, Klitschko in the back of his mind had to ask himself, can I really beat this guy? And he came on strong in the 12th. He came on. I seen the highlights. I saw a couple fight breakdowns. He came on strong in the 12th, and he looked good. So maybe when they do fight again, because there is a rematch clause, when they do fight again, maybe that will give him a little bit of confidence and knowing that this guy didn't really decisively beat him. He didn't batter Klitschko. He didn't put him on the canvas. None of that stuff. His face wasn't looking like a tomato or nothing like that. So, with that being said, Klitschko might just, have more confidence in the next fight and be able to win his belt back. But for the time being, if you're somebody like me, let's just take this time to rejoice. Let's take this time to be happy about what Tyson Fury accomplished tonight. Today. Let's take the time to really just appreciate what he accomplished today. Because number one, I'm very happy that Wladimir Klitschko is not the heavyweight champion anymore. And not because I hate Wladimir, not because none of that. I actually respect Wladimir very much. My respect level for him has improved a lot over these last 3 months because I got to watch him train 3 months ago at the Heavyweight Factory. In fact, it was the same day, if you guys remember this. I got to watch Wladimir Klitschko train the same exact day he got into his altercation with Shannon Briggs. What happened was I got thrown out the gym because I brought extra friends to the gym for the media scrum that happened between those two guys. I got thrown out the gym. I had to wait outside the gym. Then when the gym cleared out and all the guys left, it was empty. Then I went in to go watch Klitschko train. He was there by himself. There was nobody else there. So it was me and this other guy that works for Klitschko. And I was watching him train. And I marveled at what he was doing in the ring. So I loved watching him train. I feel like that was a very special moment in my life and time as a boxing fan. So I do respect Klitschko, nothing but the tip of my cap to him and what he accomplished over these last 10 years. He really just went on a great run, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he didn't fight the best guys. Larry Holmes, I did an interview with Larry Holmes, where Larry Holmes said the same thing. And Klitschko was a great champion. He fought, some solid fighters. He wasn't the most exciting champion. In terms of popularity and transcending the sport, he didn't do that in America at all, which is why the heavyweight boxing took such a huge hit over the last decade. So now that he's gone, now that we have an entertaining, and when I say entertaining, I mean entertaining heavyweight champion, a guy who talks trash, a guy who's not afraid to express his confidence in its rawest form, a guy that goes out there and leaves it in the ring every time in Tyson Fury. This is a great time. This is exciting stuff. It's great that we have an exciting personality as the heavyweight champion again. And not only just that, this is going to set up a potentially huge fight in the heavyweight division. Obviously he's gonna have Klitschko again, so he's got to get past Klitschko again, which is not gonna be easy because Klitschko's gonna be motivated. He's gonna have more information about Fury because he's been in the ring with him, so that's gonna be very tough. But if Fury can get past Klitschko for a second time, number one, not only will that cement how great he is by beating Klitschko 2 times, but number two, that sets up a huge fight with the other heavyweight champion, the other guy who owns a heavyweight title in Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, as soon as Fury won the title, was on Instagram chirping away, running his mouth, saying all this stuff about now that Klitschko has lost, and now that Klitschko, or now that whatever, I'm the best heavyweight in the world officially because Klitschko lost. Basically, that's what he said in his Instagram post, and I left him a little comment on there. Obviously, he didn't respond to it, but I left him a comment basically saying, how in the blue hell can you be the best heavyweight in the world when you have a hard enough time barely being the 3rd best heavyweight in the world? Klitschko's better than him. Tyson Fury's better than him, and you can make the case, even though he only fought nobody. Luis Ortiz is better than him. Anthony Joshua. I mean, really, come on. We all know that Deontay Wilder is a paper champion. Anybody who knows boxing that's worth their salt knows that Deontay Wilder is a paper champion who has been fighting nothing but total bums, scrubs, cab drivers, pizza delivery boys, UPS truck drivers. He hasn't been fighting the best of opposition, and he's got to go out there and prove it. So are there options for him to make that? Yeah, there are. But eventually, he could fight Tyson Fury. And if that fight ever happens, if Tyson Fury and Wilder fight, that will be a huge fight. I think it'll begin to move the meters of popularity in America for heavyweight boxing because, number one, Deontay Wilder, they're building him up as this great American heavyweight hope when he's not. I don't think he's really that. I mean, he has a ton of upside because of his physicality, but I just don't think. I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's ever gonna be that great. To be honest with you. But he can prove me wrong, and I've been wrong about stuff before. I'll be wrong about stuff in the future. But until then, he is paper champion. But if he does fight Fury, that'd be huge because the American boxing public will get 2 very interesting, entertaining personalities in the ring. 2 guys, one from the UK, one from America, fighting to become what I consider to be the most important title in all of sports. Better than being an MVP in the Super Bowl, an NBA MVP, Finals MVP, MLB MVP, or a Stanley Cup MVP, or anything like that. But the title I'm talking about, obviously, is the title of being the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That is the number one title you can have in all sports to me, and those guys have a chance to make that fight happen and fight for that title. So hey, if that happens, I'd be excited for that. But Wilder, he's gonna fight somebody, all right? And I've said it for a while. I said it in a video not too long ago. I said that basically Deontay Wilder, regardless what anybody wants to say, he's somebody that I don't even think is better than Brian Jennings. I think Brian Jennings is just as good as Wilder. I think if they were to fight each other, from an athletic standpoint, nobody has really, from an athletic standpoint, been in the ring with Deontay Wilder. And if Brian Jennings was to get in with Deontay Wilder, he would be the most athletic guy Deontay Wilder ever fought. And I think that posed a lot of problems for him because Jennings has got good boxing ability. He's athletic. He's got slightly above average knockout power. And we saw in other fights what Eric Molina did to Wilder. He stunned him a few times. We saw Yohan Duapas, who's slow as molasses, really get his jab through Wilder. So hey, Jennings, I'm not saying he win, but I'm saying he can really, he's a very high percentage of winning. So that's a fight I would like to see happen. Eventually they should try to make that one happen. So there's that. But Tyson Fury upsets Wladimir Klitschko. Could this be the end for Vlad? We don't. Probably not. They're probably gonna have a rematch. And if I were Klitschko and I beat Fury, I'd retire after that on top. But until then, we'll see what happens. So that was another fight that happened, and then we'll get to the PBC fights as well right now. We had on the undercard, who we'd watch. Oh, we watched Erickson Lubin. Shout out to Erickson Lubin, Tampa, Florida. Floridians. Shout out to Erickson Lubin. He was huge. Really, I never seen him fight live. I've heard lots and lots of great things about him. My friend actually knows him. Shout out to JP. My friend knows Erickson Lubin on some level, and he was telling me about Erickson Lubin just last week, and then I saw Erickson Lubin was fighting, so I had to go check him out today on PBC, and he looked really good. It's a southpaw. He's 20 years old and has good thump in his gloves. Lots of power. We saw some decent boxing ability. You know, it was kind of hard to see his boxing ability because the guy he was fighting wasn't all that good. But you know that when you're a prospect coming up and you're fighting cans, that's what you need to do. You need to be in there stopping those guys. Not like Amir Imam today who had problems and lost. You need to be in there stopping them. So that's what he did today. And Erickson Lubin looked good. I liked his power, and I look forward to seeing more from Erickson Lubin in the future. I know he was rated very highly as an amateur boxer. I believe he was the #1 154-pound amateur boxer not too long ago before he turned pro. So he's gonna have a fun career to watch. I think he's really good. The power is good. I would like to see him trust his jab just a little bit more. But besides that, his power was really good. He's an accurate puncher. You know, Lubin's a good guy. He's a fun guy to watch. I didn't get a chance to watch the Jermell or whichever Charlo it was. The Charlo Silky Wilkie fight. I didn't get a chance to watch that, but I do know Charlo won. So shout out to Charlo for getting the W. Shout out to Silky for fighting Charlo, even though he lost. You know, Silky actually, even though I've never met Silky, I've never got a chance to meet Silky. I do know just from my research about him because I did my homework for all these fights, and I was researching Silky, and a couple of people that I actually know, Silky trains at the same gym that you know, I box at sometimes, which is Canino's boxing gym right here in Dania. So shout out to Silky for getting to PBC. You know, shout out to a dude from Canino's boxing gym getting to PBC and getting a good check for himself and his family. You know, shout out to you. Hope you're safe. Hope you come back stronger next time. But the fight I want to get to next, I made a video about it just before I went to work, which was Errol Spence Jr. versus Alejandro Barrera. Now, I touched on this a little bit right after the fight, and then I had some time to think about it. We'll start off with what Errol Spence did good. First of all, I thought he looked more explosive than he has in his other fights. He's always been an explosive guy, but I don't know what it was. To me, he looked a little bit faster today. Now, that might be just because he was fighting a guy who's really slow, but he did look very explosive today. The jab was good, but I felt like he could have trusted it a little bit more. He wasn't throwing it as much as I thought he would. But as always, when you watch Errol Spence Jr. fight, especially against somebody that he's supposed to beat and he's supposed to do well against, you know, he went in there and the body punching was crisp, and he looked great. He looked fantastic, and he was digging hard body shots in there. And they were hurting Barrera, and he eventually broke him down. We had to see him use a bit more of some patience, and he got him out of there, got the stoppage like I thought he would, like many people thought he would, like many people knew he would. And he did what he had to do. Rafael Calvo, shout out to Rex. He'll be on very soon. I just messaged him. But Earl looked good. Earl went in there, you know, did his thing in front of the Dallas crowd. It was his first hometown fight. So that's what you want to see from a guy like Errol Spence Jr. I don't know more you want to see. Now, actually, no. Scratch what I just said. There is more that you want to see. One thing I want to see from Errol Spence is I want to see him tighten up his defense, maybe move his head a little bit more. He's a great body puncher. I have said it many times on many occasions, and I'll say it again, despite him fighting nobody. Errol Spence Jr. is hands down the best body puncher at 147. Hands down. And it'll be the reason he wins a lot of big fights in the future, when he gets those big fights. So with that being said, Errol Spence Jr. Has to move his head more because Barrera is not very fast to begin with. He's slow, and you know, we didn't just see Barrera counter Errol Spence. Oh no. We saw Barrera counter Errol Spence with uppercuts, with an uppercut and a straight right hand. And we saw him do it on 2 separate occasions. and they were flush shots. So that Errol has to move his head more. And I understand that Barrera has a ton of range. He had, I think his reach is around 78 inches. Errol's was 72. So the reach advantage was not in Errol's favor. So I know he had more room to throw those and kind of sit back and throw those, but at the same time, Earl's got to move his head more. And I'm sure he'll learn that more with experience when they start putting him in with better guys. And I hope Heyman does that because I made videos on here ranting about that. Hopefully they get in there with Berto and Algieri, somebody like that. And Rex Righteous, Rafael Calvo, is on the Google Hangout. What's up, man? Hello? Hello? Raph. Okay, Raph's not on here. So I won't say anything to Raph till I hear anything. Raph. I can't hear you. Hello? Now I can't hear you. Anyway, I'll talk about Errol Spence till Raph gets on. But he looked good. Errol did what he had to do. But we want to see more head movement to set up some more of the body punches from Errol because he can really be a force at 147. But that head movement has to improve. So we didn't like what I saw from Raph.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
All right, cool.
So I was just talking about Errol Spence Jr.
Oh, I saw part of that performance, man. He was putting in the beats, man.
Yeah, what did you think about his performance?
I didn't see much of it, but he looked pretty explosive at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the whole performance, so I can't lie.
Yeah, I didn't either. I watched like 2 or 3 rounds. I mean, I didn't really get a chance to watch many of the fights today. All I saw was Spence. I saw Spence and Barrera, and then I got to see James DeGale fight just now.
Oh, just now?
Just now, yeah, like just before I hopped on here. It was James DeGale and Lucien Bute.
Okay, who won that?
DeGale won.
Oh, snap.
But Bute looked pretty good. He had a few really good rounds.
Wow.
He had a few really solid rounds.
I didn't even know he was fighting today, man.
Yeah, he fought. That was a late fight. He fought. I think he fought after Amir Imam got destroyed.
What?
You didn't hear about Amir Imam?
I knew he was fighting, but I didn't know he got destroyed.
He lost. He got stopped in like the 8th round.
Was it a good fight, or would he just get demolished?
He got. Well, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but everybody that watched it told me that Amir got like demolished. It was like he got stopped in the 8th round.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I was pretty like out for all the happiness I had from Tyson Fury winning. It got like sucked out of me when I found out Amir Imam lost the fight.
Did you have you gotten any word back from his camp?
I haven't yet. I haven't heard anything yet. I'm sure they're at the hospital or something now because he got beat down. It was a bad fight. He literally put up the worst performance he could have put up at the worst possible time.
I'm gonna pull this up. I didn't even know any of this stuff.
Yeah, I was at work and I was just about to get off and I checked my phone. I checked my phone and all of a sudden I looked and I saw I was on Twitter. I just typed Amir Imam's name in to see if he was winning and somebody was like, "Yeah, upset of the year. Amir Imam got stopped." I'm like, "What?"
No. This is crazy, man. They were hyping him actually on Showtime on Instagram. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it. You tagged me.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed. I was like, okay, he's going places.
and it's odd too because he lost this fight because for whatever reason he had no defense and like bro, like I watched him train like 4 or 5 times and literally, like the thing I see him working the most on at the gym is his defense. Like, and that's the weirdest thing to me. Like, I don't understand how he can lose to a guy who pressures him all night when he's beating guys who have pressured him all night before. I know he's not really like an inside fighter. That's probably why. Like he knocked him down in the first round, maybe get a little bit cocky, and then he started fighting the other guy's fight, started fighting on the inside, and wasn't comfortable.
Oh my gosh, I am very surprised
Yeah,
right now.
me too, man. Me too. It's
Oh
crazy.
wow, damn.
What happened?
I just saw the highlight. It was a 12-1. He was a 12-1 favorite.
Yeah, it was like bro. When I asked Amir Imam who he was fighting, he didn't even know the guy's name.
That's bad.
Like he didn't know the guy's name, and like so I'm like, okay, he doesn't know the guy's name, so he's gonna
And
stop
your
him.
man, Imam was undefeated.
18-0 before tonight,
Jeez.
so it's bad.
Wow. So where do you think he goes from here? And the Gale as well. Where do you think the Gale goes from here?
DeGale, I mean, as far as 168 goes, I think he's gonna fight, or he should fight at least. He should fight Badu Jack for the WBC title, and he was talking about it after the fight. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one, seeing Badu and him fight. Um, for Amir, I mean, they just gotta build him up again, like, and he needs to get a new trainer because Stacy McKinley, and I haven't watched the fight yet, so I'm just going off what people have told me so far. Stacy
Yeah.
McKinley was giving him like no instruction. Like I talked to Thunderdome actually before I got off work, and he was telling me like Stacy McKinley was like giving him no instructions. So it's bad.
I mean, if he had 8 rounds that he wasn't doing, that he wasn't performing how he usually does, he would need some type of guidance throughout
Yeah,
the fight. You know.
yeah. That one that was the upset of the year. Like that one just came out of left field.
Wow. Okay. This
Did you?
is this is a crazy night for boxing then.
It is. It's been a crazy day. Did you see Klitschko Fury?
I saw highlights too. I couldn't catch it. I was at work.
Oh, yeah, you're at work. Yeah. Well, what do you think about Fury being the new champion?
I think it's great for boxing because now, people he gets to fight more American fighters and stuff like that. And this guy's been reigning for at least 11 years, man. So it's a good change, but at the same time, I can't believe Klitschko lost the way he lost. I
Yeah.
saw Thunderdome's review, and he said he couldn't believe it. He was, ninth or 10th round, he was already showing signs that he was losing, and Klitschko was being worn in his corner, and he didn't perform. I
Yeah.
just saw a quote from his brother saying that he's gonna get a rematch and that he's gonna look better next time. So
No,
I
I'm
don't
sure.
know.
I'm sure of it.
I don't know what that means, but he's gonna try, I guess.
Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy Fury's the champion. Like,
Hmm.
I appreciate Klitschko. I know he's great, and I've seen him train in person before, so I've seen the greatness in person. But like, we just needed a new heavyweight champion. Like Vladimir Klitschko is a great fighter, but like he's like his personality, the way he is, like he just doesn't transcend boxing. Like I feel like when you're the heavyweight champion of the world, you're supposed to like transcend boxing. Like to me, that's the most important position in all of sports, like being the
Yeah.
heavyweight champion of the world. And he's pretty much like, even though Wilder has a belt, he was everything but the undisputed heavyweight champion in the world. So, he was just a boring fighter. Like for the casual fans, he was a boring fighter.
And a
I'm
lot of
not.
people would have thought that he is the undisputed champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So
But
like,
people think that.
yeah, and I'm just happy. I'm happy that we have an exciting personality holding all those titles. So that's what I'm excited for. And
So he
Vlad,
won all the titles today. He won ring and all that.
yeah, he only one he doesn't have is the WBC, which is Wilder. He has the The WBA, WBO, or IBF, Ring Magazine, and IBO.
Yeah, he's gotta get. He's definitely gonna get a rematch.
Yeah.
That's too many titles. I mean, granted, Fury did his thing. I saw the highlights, and he looked super confident. I didn't see the whole fight, but he looked confident.
Yeah.
And
He looks like a genius too, because he was saying he was going to be Vladimir Klitschko for like the last 5 years. So to actually go out there and do it, he looks like a genius.
yep, his knockout ratio is good. His record is good. He just needs to do it again. You know what I mean?
If he does it again, he's the man. Like
he needs to do it in knockout fashion.
Yeah, if he does it in knockout fashion, and retires Klitschko, like he'll forever be like a legend.
Yeah, legend killer.
Yeah, man, I'm happy there's a new heavyweight champion. What other fights happened today? It's the PBC fight, Showtime. Yeah, man, boxing.
Spence, man. Talk to me about Spence, bro. How was that?
It was good. I liked. I liked that he stayed patient and was able to get Barrera out of there because Barrera doesn't have a whole lot of power, but he did have the reach. He had like a 78-inch reach or something like that.
Okay.
So he was gonna have to be patient with him and then kind of like get his timing down and see how he would get in the inside and rip those body shots. But once he did that, got him out of there. So the only real fifth round.
Wow. Okay.
The only real criticism I have of Spence is I feel like he has to move his head more because I feel like he gets caught with too many flush shots when I watch him fight. I think it was the second or the third round, he threw like a lazy jab, and then Barrera he countered him with an uppercut and then a straight right hand. And this happened on 2 separate occasions in the same round. So he's got to tighten up his defense a little bit. But outside of that, look pretty good.
And Spence is at 47, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand sometimes because he looks big, bro. He looks like a big kid.
Yeah, he is a big kid. He's like, I forgot what his weight of today was because when they rehydrate, they get bigger.
Yeah, he looked on the highlights. I might be over exaggerating, but he looked a little bit like Kirkland from far. I'm like, yo, this guy looks pretty strong for 47. But
yeah,
I know he's got that work, man. And Spence, he won him up in that league of PBC. I just hope that they give him some more opponents that he could work with.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they give him like an Algeria or a Berto or just somebody that's decent, like just so he gets some rounds in with, and that's a name that's been there before that can test him a little bit, because he has to get tested. Like you don't want to just see him thrown in with like Thurman or any of those top guys.
I mean, Guerrero would have been a good pick, but
yeah, even a Guerrero would have worked.
But he's on his way to fight Garcia. So.
Yeah. But Spence, I like him a lot. I think he's great. The only thing that only worries me about him is the fact that Al Heyman's with him, and Al Heyman doesn't know how to build up people.
I guess they'll just keep building them by giving them no names. I mean, not to say that this guy that he fought was a no name, but I never heard of him,
Yeah, I never heard of him either. Thunderdome doesn't even know who he is, so Thunderdome be knowing everybody. So
yeah.
I was, I didn't know who he was, but Spence looked good. Who else fought? Do you see the undercard before that? It was Erickson Lubin, or I'll say his last name.
This is for PBC?
Yeah, it was an undercard. This dude named Erickson Lubin fought. He was like the #1 amateur at 154 like a few years ago.
No.
He fought. I've never seen him fight, but I've heard his name get thrown around in a bunch of boxing groups, and I know somebody that I know knows him personally, so I always hear his name, but I never watched him fight. And I watched him fight today for the first time because he was on the PBC undercard, and he looked like really good. Like he has some serious pop in his gloves.
And he's at 154?
Yeah, he's at 154.
Oh, okay. That's good. I mean, Did he win by knockout? How did he win?
Knockout. I think it was third or fourth round.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he's a southpaw too. He's a southpaw with knockout power.
That's Canelo right there.
So yeah, I mean, he looked good. I watched him fight. He looked nice. I mean, there was a Charlo fight that I didn't watch, and I wasn't like all that interested in it because like for some odd reason the Charlo brothers don't really like interest me. I don't know what it is about them. I just don't really care that much about the Charlos.
Who are they with? Are they with HBO?
They're with Al Heyman.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I saw one of the Charlo brothers when I went to the Lara fight, the one that didn't fight today. I think it was Jamal Charlo.
Was he just passing by? Was he getting interviewed or?
He was just passing by.
Okay.
Nah, but I saw him. I saw Andre Durrell, who I'm actually planning on going to his gym because he trains about 45 to 50 minutes from me. Me and my friend are planning on going to his gym. So I might interview Andre Durrell soon.
I actually spoke to a boxer, like an amateur, that sparred a lot with Andre Durrell. So I would be interested to hear what's he doing these days. You know?
Who, Durrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he had the loss to DeGale. I mean, he lost to DeGale.
Yeah, but that was the last I've heard of him. Like he hasn't really been.
No, he hasn't done no interviews. So I want to talk to Durrell. I want to talk to Shannon Briggs now because now that Klitschko don't have the title no more.
Yeah, I posted something on my Instagram asking, what was everyone's thoughts of Fury winning, and there's this guy that's connected to Shannon Briggs, and he put Let's Go Champ, and they put the Let's Go Champ store.com.
What was his name? I think I might know.
Sinbad 305.
Oh yeah. He's the Sinbad is the guy who he licenses all the Shannon Briggs merchandise, like all the Let's Go Champ shirts.
Yeah, he's right there with him in the first picture with him.
That's Sinbad, yeah. Sinbad's the guy that licenses like all the Let's Go Champ shirts and merchandise. He has licensing for it, and like across the street at the Hard Rock, he has his like sports like clothing stores. So, like there's like jerseys and all kinds of stuff there. He actually he makes money. He makes bread.
So he's a part of his camp basically.
Yeah, basically like when I was at the fight, I saw Sinbad at the gym. And like he came up to me, and he introduced himself to me. He's like, "I'm Sinbad." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Oh wow, he's already promoting himself to fight against him.
Yeah, I saw he put a picture of Fury and himself. So now we're gonna
get a lot of phone calls. Honestly, I think he's gonna get a lot of phone calls now.
Yeah, and like, ooh, Fury?
Shannon.
Oh, for
Fury's definitely he's gonna be something. This is not like this is not a fluke for him. This is the real deal.
No, beating Klitschko, you're no fluke if you beat Klitschko.
Exactly.
Yeah, anybody can say what they want, he was, because I know Shannon posted on Instagram, he was like, Fury beat a old, satisfied champion who had nothing left to prove. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's just promoting his fight.
Yeah.
But you know how that goes. Shannon wanted to beat him. He just wanted to take him out. He wanted to be the one to take him out because this guy's he's not American, but we are happy that it's Fury. So
yeah, I'm just happy. I've always liked Fury. I've always enjoyed his commentary on whatever it is. He always is funny to watch.
Are there any guys out there in the UK they can go with Fury? Cause
you got Anthony Joshua.
There you go.
You got Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker, I believe, is from the UK as well. There's two right there.
Okay, so then there's gonna be something.
I mean, Fury's not gonna get no soft touches. He's either gonna get Klitschko Joshua, Wilder. He's gonna get somebody good.
Jennings too.
Jennings, Jennings be in the mix, or for maybe a Luis Ortiz. I mean, that's very slim, but Luis
Thunderdome
Ortiz.
was talking about now that he's champ that there'll be more 50-50 fights.
Yeah, I think there will be because Fury is a guy who he doesn't care. He'll tell you he doesn't care who's who, who's
Yeah.
fighting, who he's fighting.
What happened?
What do you happen?
I don't know. It's saying something here in Google. Oh, I guess it's all good.
Yeah, it's whatever. I know something happened with one of the settings and I was fixing it because I clicked on something on accident.
I'm gonna try to pull up this fight here with Iman. I'm still kind of shocked.
The thing is, the guy he lost to, like, it'd be one thing if he lost like a super good fighter. This dude, he lost to a guy who was like 16-4 with like no quality wins.
No.
Like you can't even sit here and try to defend, like Imam losing to this guy. Like he lost to a can, which is sad to say because I love the guy, but he lost to a can.
Yeah, it's already on Showtime Sports.
Yeah, I know.
They're promoting it as well, not as an upset, but kind of, it's just weird. They put it up.
It is an upset. I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah, this guy's smothering him. It looks like a real gritty fight.
Yeah, it was, from what I hear. I mean, from what I just watched and from what I heard.
Holy crap, man.
Let's see.
Yeah, you really gotta try to see what's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out. Like, I wanna go to the gym. Even if he's not there, I still wanna go to the gym and find out what happened to Amir. Maybe I can talk to Stacey McKinley and get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, and see what's up with Shannon. See what Shannon thinks about this. This is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I was
I
supposed to interview Shannon too, so we never got to do it. Last time I went there, me and Shannon had an interview scheduled. He didn't show up, so that's why I interviewed Amir. Well, I probably would have interviewed Amir anyway. But
Well, hopefully he comes back strong. I hope that he even gets a rematch with this guy.
yeah,
Because
me too. Avenge his loss, and then move on up from there.
there was no title on the line, was it?
No, he doesn't have any title. But it sucks because he was the #1 mandatory for Victor Postal. All he had to do was get past his fight, and he probably would have been right in line for that fight, Victor Postal, next year.
Really?
That probably would have been his next fight in March or February.
But isn't Postal with Barrera?
He is, but I mean, Imam was the #1 mandatory for his belt, so there was hope.
That would have been really good.
Yeah, it would have been really good. And then I was hoping, me personally, I always wanted to see Imam versus Crawford just because of the style matchup. I thought it would be fun to watch, but
Yeah, it kind of postpones it a bit.
Yeah, Mir wouldn't be ready and sucks. Wanted to see that fight so bad.
Their styles match though is kind of crazy, man. I never would have thought he would have went out like that, but it happens. Boxing, there's always surprises.
That's why
always.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you this. Are there any fights like happening in Vegas, like big fights soon, or like within the next 3 months?
We gotta check. What's funny is that I was trying to go to that Zab Judah fight, and
the one he pulled out of like the 6th time.
Yeah, that's mainly been it because I couldn't go to Canelo because that was at the Mandalay Bay. But we got to check the schedule because I haven't heard anything.
No, because I don't know if, like next year I want to go to Vegas for a fight. Like I'm gonna find out. Well, today
There's fights here all the time. I just can't Like I don't remember hearing any big fights. Like there's always Top Rank here. Don King promotes here.
Well,
Who else?
I mean, I can't really go to Vegas like unless there's like a big. Rancis Bartholomew is gonna be fighting out there soon on Spike.
Spike TV.
Yeah, I might actually be interviewing him soon. I think I told you about
Uh,
that.
oh, okay, in Florida.
Not I was gonna do it via Google Hangout because somebody that I got in contact with on Facebook knows him, so we could do it on Google Hangout.
Yeah, I mean, the PBC fights are a great way to start out here because there's always fights out here, like I said. So just come to one fight that is worth it. Like that fight right there sounds like it's worth it.
But Bartholomew?
Yeah. Or
Not really. Like,
another
I'm gonna go
PBC
to
fight.
Vegas. I want to go there when like Kovalev is fighting or someone like real good or so like a big name. It has to be a big name. I can't just go out there if it's not like a big name.
Well, I think they're having a rematch.
Yeah, they are. I just checked. The reason that's actually why I asked because I was for some reason I thought that might be in Vegas and it's gonna be in Montreal at the Bell Center.
Well, this guy has his own promotion now. John
Yeah,
Pascal. So,
Pascal.
I don't know why it's over there, but hey, there's a fan base over there too. So
That makes me upset because Pascal is like he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, but like he shouldn't have that much pull.
yeah, like I don't understand. It's a rematch, and then he's
And the
going
thing
back
is
there.
too, Kovalev's one of those guys who like he does not care where the fight is. Like he just knows he's gonna win no matter who it is you put in front of him. So he
Hmm.
doesn't mind going to somebody's backyard.
Didn't he go to Bernard's backyard, or
Well,
did he fight in
they fought in
Vegas?
New Jersey. They fought like in New Jersey or something like that.
Yeah,
They fought as close to Philly as possible.
that's very true. I remember that.
So he doesn't care. Like he'll fight wherever. Which is kind of like I'm upset about that because I want to go see the guy fight.
You want to see Kovalev fight?
Yeah, in person or like Kovalev. There's a few guys that I want to see like really bad in person. Like Kovalev's like in my top 5 guys I want to see the most in person, like boxers. Roman Gonzalez, Terrence Crawford is number 1. Period for me. I want to go see him fight. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, those are some of the guys.
I'm checking out the list to see what they got here.
Yeah, I checked. I just checked the. I want to Ring Magazine and look at the schedule. Oh,
Because we always have the Thomas and Mack Center. I missed the Bradley fight. I wanted to see Bradley fight Rios. Didn't get to see that one.
yeah. Yo, I'm so confused. On Saturday, January 16th, there's there's 2 guys in the heavyweight division that are both named David Haye fighting.
On Saturday, which day?
January 16th. If you go on Ring Magazine and look, there's 2 guys named David Haye fighting in the heavyweight division. But one fight's in Brooklyn and the other one's in London. So I'm like, which David Haye is the David Haye?
That is hilarious. Wow.
I mean, you got George Groves fighting it again. I feel bad for that guy. That guy cannot win a world title. Um, Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg, that should be a solid one. Too bad it's on Sky Sports and I can't get that. Um, where else? I mean, that's it. Andy Lee's fighting soon. That'll be fun. Victor Ortiz and this dude, Jennings. Oh, I saw Jennings too. Actually, he was at
That's
the
it.
he was
You
at the
got Peter
Lara fight.
Quillen. You got Peter Quillen on the 5th.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out later today if I'm going. I applied for a credential.
Okay, so you said you saw Jennings at the fight?
Yeah, he was there. Like I was just about to leave, and he was sitting down in the locker room. He was with like his son and a few other people. He didn't want to be bothered, so I wanted to interview him, but I was like, nah, I'll just go home.
Yeah, he seems like a humble guy.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure I'm gonna see him soon anyway because before Ortiz and him fight, they gotta do their media tour, and I know part of that's gonna be in Miami because Jennings spends a lot of time here, and Ortiz spends a lot of time here too. So, and Ortiz is Cuban, so they got to market the fight to the Cuban fans, which is in Miami.
Right.
So I'll probably be there for that with my friend.
So Ortiz is he's from down there, or is he just Cuban?
He's just Cuban. I'm not even sure if he trains here. Like I don't know a whole lot about Luis Ortiz other than that he's a ridiculous Cuban amateur who's a beast. That's all I know about him.
Yeah. He just popped up in my radar. I didn't really know about him either.
I've heard his name for a while. I watched him fight for the first time against on the Golovkin card. I mean, and he's old as hell. He's like 36.
Yeah, he can move though. He
Yeah.
can move. I don't know.
He lives in Miami. That says it right here on BoxRec.
You got a lot of guys over there.
I mean, you got all the Cuban fighters. You got Rigondeaux. I mean, I guess Peter Quillen, if you want to count him. You got
Can
Luis
you count
Ortiz.
Laura?
Laura, yeah, Laura's here.
That's
Laura's
what's
here.
up.
Yeah, they're like deep in Miami though. Like I don't live that close. I mean, I live close to Miami, but the part of Miami they live at is like deep in Miami that they train at. It's deep in Miami.
Yeah, I'm still learning the gyms out here, and the only one I've gone to like 2 or 3 times is so
TMT, Ashley Theophane. Let's go.
Ashley.
Yeah, it's funny now because when you say TMT now, all I think about is Ashley Theophane and Broner fighting because Broner's always like FTMT.
Yeah, I don't know if I can believe that. I feel like it's like, you know, when Raphael from the Ninja Turtles would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fight by myself." But come on, you know the Ninja Turtles is gonna come back and save you.
Yeah.
So it should be a good fight, but like, you know, a lot of people want to see Broner get in there with some real fighters, you know.
Yeah.
The fight I'm actually looking forward to now is Thurman Porter. That's the one that I'm like.
Man, I'm waiting. I'm trying not to jinx it or nothing, but like I need a date. Like I know everybody's saying it's gonna happen, but I can't believe that it's gonna happen until I see a date.
They're saying January.
Yeah, I know, but I need like an exact date, venue, all that stuff.
Well, they're saying that they're going to know by January, but you're right. There is no venue. There's no date. There's nothing right now.
So I don't wanna sit there and get my hopes up just yet. That's why like I haven't even talked about it all that much.
Yeah, that's the fight that I'm looking forward to. But what are you looking forward to for next year? Because I mean, this just happened right now.
Next year I'm looking forward to Terrence Crawford versus anybody. I love watching that guy fight. I could watch him fight forever. There's that. There's I mean, really, I want to see. I mean, it probably won't happen, but Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux is a fight I really want to see. You know, Felix Verdejo's development. He's fighting on December 11th. I want to see how he continues to develop next year. He's like a
prospect. Oh yeah, I like him a lot.
I like him too, especially like
Really
like Danny Garcia. Like my dad, between my dad and like most of my family, they're always looking for that next big Puerto Rican boxing star. Danny Garcia for me was never going to be that guy. He's a good fighter, but I just don't think he could hold that title. Pritchard Colon, I mean, I had hope for him, but he's in a coma right now. So like, Verdejo is like that dude to me. And I've heard a bunch about him, but like now I'm just catching on.
Is he 47?
Is he what?
He's 40. He's 147, right?
No, he's a 130.
Verdejo's 130.
He's like a big 130 though. He's like huge 130.
Yeah, he's like Walters, dude. Like
he looks Like I was watching him when I pulled up his highlights for the first time. I'm like, this dude's 130 because he fights in Terrence Crawford's old division. So he's like 130, 135, something like that. He's a lightweight.
Yeah, because I was thinking, man, maybe that'll be dope if they could match him with Spence, but
nah. Or I was hoping, him and Crawford, because they're closer in weight class than Spence and him are.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe down the road, if Crawford can get through all these dudes, and this dude can tear it up, win some titles, move up some weight classes, he'd be good.
Yeah, because Verdejo's, if I'm not mistaken, he's with Top Rank.
He is. That's why I'm saying him and Crawford.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'll work. perfectly.
I mean, and you'd have the whole Puerto Rican fan base thing, so Crawford would sell regardless. If
I mean,
Crawford's
his last fight that I saw him do good in was on the undercard for Cotto when he fought Gil.
talking about Verdejo,
Yeah.
yeah,
When was his last fight?
last fight was, I'm gonna have to say, uh,
I think it was
July
on
or
the under.
June. It was July or yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was on the undercard of Cotto.
Hmm.
I think it was that one fight where it was Nahara. He fought Ivan Nahara.
Yeah, he put on a show. It was really good.
Was that the fight where like he punched him and the dude's legs buckled and he went down in like slow motion?
I think so.
Because
Man, Verdejo's got skills, bro.
I love watching that guy fight, like him, like Crawford, Lomachenko, who by the way, I remember somebody told me this. I think it was a month ago before I even started paying attention to Verdejo. They were telling me that Lomachenko beat Verdejo in amateurs, and I looked it up. It's true. Lomachenko beat Verdejo in amateurs.
Wow. No way to pull this up though.
If you go on
No, I
BoxRec,
mean, there's no video. There's just.
oh yeah.
Well, he got him. He got him. That's
Yeah.
good to know. Because I know that guy's. Lomachenko got like at least 400 wins under his.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
The man is a beast. Him and Rigo have legendary records.
They got like 700, almost 700 combined wins, amateur
Yeah,
wins. Insane stuff.
crazy. So you're probably looking forward to Crawford Pacquiao.
Oh, damn it, please make that fight happen. I mean, Imam Crawford's out the door. 'Cause that was like the number one fight I wanted to see just because I love those two dudes. Those are my favorite fighters out right now. But Crawford Pacquiao has to happen just because I want Terrence to get that exposure he deserves. Like, dude deserves it. And I know like some people want to sit here and say, oh well, Terrence isn't a true champion, and then they point out all these things to discredit him, and like then they don't put it all in context. It pisses me off. So I feel like he's earned it more so than a lot of guys in boxing. I feel like he deserves a Pacquiao fight more than Amir Khan, and people might say, oh, how could he deserve a fight more than Amir Khan does? Well, every fight Amir Khan's been put in for his whole career, he was the favorite. He was supposed to win them all, and he lost 3 of them. So on that alone, I can't put Amir Khan over Terence Crawford, especially because he didn't look good against he didn't look that sharp against Chris Algieri.
They're going off of Amir Khan, off of just like word of mouth. Like he's, oh man, Amir Khan. I used to really like Amir Khan. That's
Me
the thing.
too.
I really liked him, but I don't know if he deserves it like Terence Crawford. I don't think he deserves it
No,
like that.
no way. Because when Terence Crawford was at 130, 135 or whatever, and he won his first title, and
Yeah,
he beat Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns had made like 4 or 5 successful title defenses. Then, or that was 135, I think. Then when he was still at 135 and he won the title, his first title defense was he picked a guy who was smaller than him, yeah, but he picked a guy who was number one, ridiculous amateur background in Gamboa. 2, that was his first title defense at home, and he was losing the first 2 or 3 rounds, so he could have easily folded like we saw Amir Imam did tonight, because he was under a lot more pressure than Amir was. He was in his hometown, first title defense, fighting a guy who was tough, not at all, no, by no means, undefeated. Nobody's beat him. Made the adjustment in the 3rd round, knocked out Gamboa, which was that's hard to do.
yeah, he was favored and he was being promoted heavy, and Bo was being promoted heavy. So
Exactly. So you had that. He beats Gamboa in fight of the year. Then he comes up to 140. Fights. Delorme ain't like no A-level fighter or nothing like that. But that's your first fight at 140. You're fighting a guy who has good power. Has pretty much at one point. He was a welterweight prospect that people liked. So Delorme was not no easy matchup for him. He just made it look easy, and he flattened them. So Terrence deserves it. He's went in there. Every test you put in front of him, he's delivered.
Yeah, and
Khan
that's
has.
Pacquiao's old division.
Yeah, and Pacquiao's wanted to move down there, so I mean, Pacquiao wants to do it. They're both with top rank. There's nothing that can really stop this fight from happening. Like, which is why they should make the fight happen.
Unless Pacquiao gets a fight with Marquez,
Oh yeah, good God.
which is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, please no. We had enough from Pacquiao Marquez.
Yes, we have had enough. Way too much.
Way too much. We have enough Pacquiao Marquez highlights to last us a lifetime. But Pacquiao Mayweather too, that could happen because they have the MGM brand. You did the video about that.
I'm hoping for something close to that. Like I just hope that Mayweather picks somebody that will give him competition to go out, right? Because it's 5-0-0. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to do it big. He can't do no baby stuff.
Mayweather versus Algieri.
Oh gosh.
He's gonna go up there in front of the camera and be like, Algieri, he's a tough competitor. When he says that, remember when he was fighting Berto?
Yeah.
He was like, I can't take nothing away from Berto. He's a tough competitor.
Yeah, he has the same record as Amir Khan. What's the difference between him?
Yeah, he's like Amir Khan is a two-time world champion. Berto is a two-time world champion. Amir Khan has 3 losses. Berto got 3 losses. It's all the same.
He's a very, very tough competitor.
He's coming to win, and
he's a young, hungry lion.
And I can't overlook him. I can't overlook this guy.
Exactly. Come on, you can overlook him.
You can overlook him, Floyd. Oh God, Berto though. That was bad. That was bad.
Berto made a fool of himself. I actually thought that he had a chance while I was watching the fight.
Nah, I thought he had no chance when I was watching the fight. I thought he had a chance when I was watching the weigh-in, and I was like, wow, Berto looks like he's in great shape. Look at him. He's confident too. Look, he's getting in Mayweather's face. He's like, oh, Mayweather's in trouble. in trouble. Yeah. Then I watched his first round, and I'm like, oh, okay. Come on,
yeah, bro. Now you know why Floyd picked him. Because this guy, he didn't do much.
I want to see. This is odd. I know Danny Garcia has a fight now, but I kind of wanted to see Danny Garcia versus Berto.
That would have
been interesting.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah, I thought it'd been an interesting one just because like Berto's a good inside fighter. Danny doesn't really handle inside fighters that well.
So wait, Danny he has to have a title, right? Or
not at 147. No, he doesn't have no titles.
He had at 140.
At 140, he had the WBC title.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go after something eventually. He can't just stay dry like that.
Yeah, that's not good for him. And it was like honestly, I'm not really I'm not high on Danny Garcia. He's a good fighter, just I don't think he's an elite welterweight. But I hope, hopefully he can get in the ring with a great opponent and prove me wrong. Hopefully like a Thurman or even Khan Garcia too is a fight I really want to see, like bad. Like I think that's like one of the best fights to be made. Period.
I don't know why it's not being looked at a little bit more. I mean, he just signed for Guerrero, which is kind of lame.
It is lame, bro. Like Guerrero got dropped by Aaron Martinez.
Yes, I saw that.
Well, Errol Martinez has like no power whatsoever. I watched his last fight when he fought Devin Alexander, which by the way was like really boring. Errol Martinez couldn't crack an egg. Like he has Paulie Malignaggi power.
Damn.
Like he did maybe a little bit higher than that, but his power is not very good.
I remember he won that fight too, right?
He won, yeah. He beat Alexander. Alexander's career is done.
No, the other guy.
Yeah, Martinez. He beat Devin Alexander.
No, Guerrero. I was talking about.
Oh, Guerrero won. Yeah, he won the fight over Martinez.
Yeah, and that fight was really close. I remember scoring that fight, and I thought Guerrero lost.
Yeah.
So did Thunderdome.
A lot of people did. I didn't get a chance to watch that one live, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, and so for Danny to fight him now, it's like Is this like another tune-up for 147 or?
How many tune-ups you need?
Yeah, so I already had Paulie. Like that was a huge tune-up. Like, come on,
Yeah.
guy's leaving.
I want to see
I
Errol
guess he's
Spence.
trying to be.
I want to see Errol
You want
Spence.
to see Errol Spence?
Yeah, Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. That's like one of the big ones I want to see. Just because I know Earl would like, if Earl's built up properly and he fights Danny, Earl's gonna go to work, dog.
I probably got Spence in that fight, but he has to pick it up on the speed.
Yeah.
If he's got some speed, he's got the answer for Danny.
Yeah, the body punching's the answer for Danny. Body punching's the answer for anybody. The way he digs those shots to people's stomachs and down there, it's gonna win him a lot of fights once he gets more experience.
Yeah, I still got to see the highlights for tonight, but I saw the ending, and that was good.
He was saying next year that if he gets a big fight and they have it in Dallas, that they're gonna have it at the American Airlines Center, which is where the Mavericks play.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, I'm going to Dallas. I used to live in Dallas, and when I was in Dallas, I used to go to that state's arena all the time. So I'm so familiar with it. When I covered the Mavericks, I was there. So I would love to go there for a Errol Spence fight. Hope make that happen.
So they're just hyping him up to fight some guy. No, it's just
there was an interview I saw. Somebody that I'm friends with on Facebook posted this guy interviewed Errol Spence after the fight, and he was like something about like we heard you might fight at the American Airlines Center next year if you fight a big opponent. Is this true? And then Earl was like, yeah, I might fight there. So
wow.
I mean, that'd be great. I have family in Dallas. I can go to Dallas.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, there's
So
that.
we got in the welterweight division, still got Errol Spence is number 10 in Ring TV.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw it the other day.
He's got a good KO ratio.
Oh my god, is it in the 80s?
It has to be because his
There's
record
no way
is 19-0.
There's no way it is. There's no way it isn't.
Yeah, because he's 19-0 and then he's got 16 KOs, so
yeah,
pretty high up there.
I really haven't looked at these Ring Magazine rankings in a minute. Oh wow, Peter Quillen is third in middleweight rankings. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's no real welterweight champion in Ring TV, which I think it should be. It should be Kell Brook, no? Because he's been
title.
He's been champion for a minute now too.
Oh, and that reminds me that's another fight that's gonna happen. That might happen. It's Kell Brook versus Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is like the number 2 mandatory for that belt. Because today's fight with him was the eliminator.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that needs to hurry up.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Travis Gotti did a video about that yesterday, and I was listening to him, and he was saying that like Errol Spence is gonna destroy Kell Brook when that fight happens.
What do you think? How do you see that fight?
I mean, I favor Spence just because of the body punching. Like, I'm gonna favor him against a lot of guys just because of his body work. The only thing is, if he doesn't move his head like he should be, he's gonna get dropped by Kell Brook, because that's a big freaking welterweight. That's a dude with real power. That's been in big fights before, or big fights with Sean Porter. I don't know about big fights, and then that one, but he's been in a big fight. He beat a really good opponent, and you can't overlook Kell Brook. But I'd actually go with Spence just because of the body punching. I think he'd wear down Kell Brook as the fight went on.
Yeah, I would like to see more of a Spence to be able to analyze that fight.
Yeah.
But I know a little bit about Brook, and he can move, and he's a really strong fighter.
He is. I don't know. That's a 50-50. I don't think you can go wrong picking either one of those dudes.
Yeah. Has Brook had any interviews about Spence?
I haven't checked. I mean, I'm sure he hasn't, because most of the time
there should be something out there, right?
Yeah, most of the time when I hear when I have watched Kell Brook interviews, the very few that I have, it's the British media usually talking about the Amir Khan fight. So,
Yeah,
which is
they really want that fight.
I actually want that fight. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. I
It's
wouldn't
gotta
mind.
happen. Something's gotta happen with that fight because Amir's been ducking.
Yeah,
But that's
yes.
for sure.
Amir's been ducking him. I mean, the welterweight division, man. There's so many interesting matchups. I love looking at the Ring Magazine rankings and then seeing Saddam Ali and Diego Chavez and like they're 7 and 8 and nobody talks about them.
And no one talks about them, man.
Nobody talks about Diego Chavez or Saddam Ali. Like Saddam Ali, I mean, good fighter. I've seen him fight 2 times. I think I saw him against Francisco Santana in the fight before that. He's a decent fighter. I think it'll be good. Maybe he'll pick up a title or two, but I just don't see him as like a great welterweight. And then Chavez, he's just a guy they bring in to beat.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't this
But he's a
guy?
good fighter though. He's a good fighter. He can fight.
Wasn't Bradley offering that to the guy that he beat before he beat Rios? He kept
Uh,
telling him, he's like, I know you want to rematch with me, but he's like, just
Jesse
go fight
Vargas.
Diego Chavez, huh?
Jesse Vargas.
Yeah, he's telling him, he's like, just go fight Diego Chavez, and
Yo,
then you can get
Jesse
a rematch with me.
Jesse Vargas has been putting out some like delusional interviews. I've been watching a few of his interviews that he did with. I watched one he did with the Boxing Boys, and then he did one with the. I think it was Fight Hub. It was Fight Hub. This dude, like every time I watch him speak, he rants for like 8 minutes about Timothy Bradley and how he was just about to get Timothy Bradley out of there, and the ref stopped him from getting his chance at glory. I'm like,
He only
bro,
had like 4 seconds left.
it's like you had 3 seconds of glory, and the rest of the fight you stood around and ate jabs the whole night.
Yeah, I was looking at like his style, and he kind of did wake up at the end, and I was kind of surprised that he didn't do it earlier because he had it. He had the style for Bradley. He was just in awe. He was. I don't think he was ready for that spotlight.
No, he wasn't. No, and I think he should just fight his way back up and get the title, get a shot at Bradley that way because there's no way in blue hell he's getting another fight with Bradley right away because Bradley just beat Rios, and he's looking for big fights. He wants like the top
Canelo.
of the top, Canelo,
Yeah,
Pacquiao, those types of fights. So he don't got like time for the Jesse Vargases of the world. He had his chance.
yeah, and Teddy's basically trying to get him a fight with Mayweather. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but
I wish it would happen so bad because that's one guy Mayweather should have fought. Like if there was ever a guy he should have fought, it should have been Bradley. Just
yeah.
because Bradley's like resume is just so impeccable.
Could we say that Mayweather ducked Bradley?
Yes, we can say that. Yes, we can. We can say
Yeah,
Mayweather took Bradley because Bradley was one of the best fighters in the world. I mean,
and
Bradley
he beat Pacquiao on paper.
on paper he did beat Pacquiao. And Mayweather's always one who says on paper I won. On paper he won against Castillo, but we know he didn't.
Yeah. And honestly, when Bradley beat Pacquiao, that was sort of like the Marquez knockout of that time because
Hmm.
Pacquiao was on a roll and he was not losing much at all, actually.
Yeah. Like,
So when Bradley beat him on paper, it was
well,
kind of a shock to the boxing world. So right there is when Mayweather should have started talking about Bradley. Like,
yeah.
it never happened.
He should have been like, man, he's a true champion. He's a tough competitor, and I know he'll be coming to win because he used to be Pacquiao, and he did it in convincing fashion. That's what he should have said.
He's such a promoter, man. He's always got his promoter hat on.
Him and De La Hoya, especially De La Hoya never takes his promoter hat off. Like there's never you never see the real Oscar ever.
That's very true.
Yeah, he's like. Did you see the one interview he did with Radio Raheem where he's like, you know what? I'm gonna give you an exclusive, and then he tells Floyd that he wants to work with him.
He tells Floyd he wants to. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was dying. I was laughing so hard.
Holy crap!
Like he looks at Radio Raheem and he has his little suit on. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna give you an exclusive.
I think I saw that interview.
And then he stares right into the camera and he's like, Floyd, I want to work with you. let's
Oh
let's
my
get
God!
let's get Bob Arum, let's get Don King, let's get everybody, and let's do like a Super Bowl of boxing. Imagine that. Golden Boy
Wow.
Promotions, Mayweather Promotions. Like I was like, damn, this dude really wants to. This dude's really desperate right now.
That would never happen ever.
That will never.
None of that stuff.
He must be on coke. That's never gonna happen.
That would never, ever, ever happen, bro.
Bro, if that ever happens, I'm convinced the world is going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world is going to end, and Jesus is coming back if that ever happens. Because those dudes are like, they have like the most ridiculous egos. Like, talking about. Oh, I think you mentioned Al Heyman too. So you mean first of all, you mean to tell me Al Heyman? Forget everybody else for a second. Al Heyman's gonna work with somebody else,
Nah.
and then on top of that, you're gonna have Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Don King, yourself. No way in hell.
They three cranky old men, and then De La Hoya and Mayweather in the middle of this crap. Heck no.
Two divas, like there's no way. There's just no way.
No way. No. Bob will never, ever. I don't think he likes Al Heyman at all.
No. I mean, honestly, bro, I'm not sure if I told you this. I haven't had a chance to tell you this. I haven't really talked to you, but since the fight. But when I went to the fight, bro, the PBC fight I went to was like the ghettoest PBC fight ever. Like
Yeah.
number one, it was like outside and it was raining that day. So like I'd be sitting there watching the fight and we would get drenched in rain like randomly.
What?
So, yeah, so then me and my friend and the rest of the crowd would have to go run under this like pavilion, like that's like kind of like towards the bleachers to not get like drenched by the rain. So there was that. But the worst part was like when we got there. Usually when you go to when you cover the Kovalev fight, how they have somewhere for you to plug in your stuff.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have that there. There was nowhere for the media to plug in their stuff.
Yeah, that happened to me when I went to the D for the Don King fight. Yeah, they didn't have assigned seats.
Yeah, none of that either. Yeah, there was no area for the media. Like literally, I walked in there, got my credential, and like basically they gave me a random ticket just to sit down.
Yeah, they what they did for me is that they told me that there is a media section here and they don't know where, and I had to literally find it. It was kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
you sat with the fans?
I mean, yeah, some of them, I guess. Yeah, some of them. But like, I mean, I really didn't sit anywhere to be honest with you because it was raining. I stood up the whole night. Like I when the Lara fight happened, I actually that's when I ran into Peter Quillen because he went into the locker room to go talk to Lara. He walked right past me and my friend. So then I asked him, can I interview you? And he was like, yeah. But then the Lara fight was gonna happen. So he was like, well, is the fight gonna happen? And I said, yeah, the fight's gonna happen right now. And he was like, okay, well, I can't do it right now, but we'll do this. So he gave me his wife's number to text him. So I have in my phone, I have Peter Quillen's wife's number. It's funny.
Uh-oh.
And he was like, I'm gonna give you my wife's number, but just promise me that there will be no hotline bling.
Oh.
Oh
my God.
It was hilarious. So
Peter Quillen's a funny guy, man.
but he's a nice guy. I love Peter Quillen. I like him. I love him now. Like, I liked him. I always liked him as a fighter, but after meeting him, really cool guy.
Shout out to Rafael Ramos that trains him he used to train with him at the Mayweather gym, and he works for Peter Quillen. Like he's been on some of his documentaries and stuff. He's a really cool cat. Also Puerto Rican too. So
Hey,
shout out to Rafael Ramos, man. Good dude.
yeah. But Peter Quillen was cool. But yeah, that Lara fight, man, it was like so like just the way everything was set up was just so backwards. Like nothing for the media, no assigned seats. They gave away a ton of tickets because on the radio when I'm at work and the radio is on, I remember hearing at least 2 or 3 times every single day for the last 3 weeks that they're trying to give away tickets to this Lara fight. So.
Yeah, so no one really showed up.
I mean, no, they showed up. There was people in the seats when Lara fought, but I'm pretty sure a big percentage of those people were free tickets.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is what it is. But
What are the chances of Laura getting a rematch for Canelo?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think so
I
either.
wish it would, but it's not gonna happen because number one, Laura is not a huge name. That's number one. Number two, he's too good for the Oscars. I gotta put his cash cow in with somebody that tough after his guy just became the champion, well, a champion.
What do you think of the doubleheader, by the way?
I heard about that. They're trying to get Golovkin and Canelo to fight on a doubleheader. So like one of them will fight first, and then somebody will fight after that.
Yeah, and Thunderdome was saying that they'll probably throw another WBC guy, so they could get another sanctioning fee. They want 3 sanctioning fees in one night.
Yeah, that sounds like something they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Golovkin needs to put his foot down. I tweeted to Shane Mosley and Golovkin that Golovkin needs to just meet Canelo in a public place and just ask him, why won't you fight me? Like if he's getting interviewed somewhere, kind of like, when Mosley caught up with Mayweather after Mayweather just beat, who was it? Marquez.
Yeah.
And Shane Mosley just met him right there, like, boom, why won't you fight me? That kind of thing. Because it's like Thunderdome was saying, it's actually up to Canelo.
Yeah.
If he wants to fight Golovkin.
No, it is. It is. I hope it happens, and I hope it doesn't happen the way Canelo wants it to happen. He's gonna stay at 155. He's not creating a new division.
I don't think that's realistic, though. I think that's just a ploy. That's just a way to market his next fight. I mean, because of course, the guy Canelo has to rest, right? Mm-hmm. He has to rest after his fight. He has to promote his next fight. He has to get ready for his next fight. But still, where's the definitive answer to say I'm gonna fight this guy next? Because back in the days, people used to be calling guys out right away, and there used to be times when fighters used to be waiting right there, right after the fight.
At ringside,
yeah, like those guys, you guys behind your on your wall, like Barry Holmes, those guys, Tyson. They had guys calling them out all day, bro.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, it's not like that no more though. It's different day and age, so we can't expect that.
Yeah.
And there's like so much more politics in boxing. It seems like the politics in boxing is getting like more. There's more and more politics within the politics. Like more belts are getting created, higher sanctioning fees, looser regional hydration clauses, and like crazy stuff.
Yeah, the hydration stuff is a problem too.
Yeah.
These guys, they should be at middleweight. Like, I don't want to, single out guys, but there are some guys that are a little too big for like 147 or.
Oh yeah. They are. They are. Hey, that's what it is, man. It's a crazy time in boxing, politics wise. There's a ton of talented fighters, but it's just the politics.
Yeah, it ruins it. Like I said, I would like to see Broner out there. Yeah. I would like to see more guys out there, like the Porter fight. I would love to see that just be more official.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain this stuff to people who don't really follow boxing. Like when you gotta explain to them that, like, cause they hear, like, they watch, like, I have people that come to my house sometimes, like friends, and they'll watch fights with me, and they'll be like, that guy's a world champion. That guy's a world champion. Like everybody's a world champion. They don't know what these silver championships mean and all that stuff. So I gotta sit there and explain it to them, and they just get confused.
It is very confusing.
It's confusing as hell. It's taking me a while to even like understand it all. I'm still understanding some of it.
What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything sometimes.
No, it doesn't. Like the dude is the WBC silver champion.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like.
It's like, okay. All right. Or like the most confusing out of them all is the WBA stuff, like the WBA regular, WBA super, You have Intrum.
Yeah.
They're the most confusing because they can have two guys in the same weight class that are champions of their sanctioning body.
Yeah, like with the Thurman problem. I mean, he was calling out Mayweather for a long time for
Yeah.
that. That would have been a dope fight too. I don't know if it'd be a dope fight now, but I think it would have been a dope fight back then because that's when Thurman had more knockouts.
Oh yeah. That's when he was KOs for life.
Yeah, KOs for life.
Now he's about being smart. It's like boxing you have to be smart when you're in there. Now one time doesn't just mean I'm gonna go in there and knock somebody out every time. Like he goes there and tries to explain it.
That's crazy. Isn't he in Florida too?
He's in Tampa. He's like that's like 3 or 4 hours from me west.
You gotta see what's up.
Yeah, I gotta go. Probably this month. I want to plan out what I want to do for boxing next year because like there's places I want to go visit. I mean, here I have the local gym, which is like literally like 4 blocks from my house. It's a real small gym. When I was fighting, I trained there. Pros don't go in there like every day, but every now and then we get pros stop by. Like we'll get like my lady that runs the gym, who was a fighter, she was a world champion boxer. Glenn Johnson is in there sometimes, so other guys come in there. Tavares Cloud spent time in there. The dude who fought Charlo today actually used to train. That's why I was kind of hoping he'd win, just because he trained at the same gym as me. Silky Wookie trained at the gym like years ago, from what I heard. I don't know if I never met him, but we get people in there all the time. And I was thinking of doing what Ellie Sackback does, where he just hangs around the gym and just talks to people.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that too for
Vegas. There's a gym right here, like literally, it's a small gym. Fighters in there every day. Eventually I want to pick up the gloves myself and start getting back at it a few times a week.
Have you sparred yet?
Yeah, sometimes.
That's good.
Yeah, I haven't sparred in like 3 months, but I want to get back to it because I do like fighting.
My plan is I want to go to the wild card gym.
Oh yeah.
I've been to the TNT gym. I've actually met a lot of people there. Shout out to Chris Robinson that helped me out to get in there.
Shout out to Jared.
Yeah, those guys are real good people, and they got a nice website too.
They do.
Yeah, I went in there. I met a lot of people. What's this guy's name? Forgot his name, but I got a lot of footage from when I was in there, and I'm gonna post it on my YouTube. But the next thing I want to do is go to the wildcard gym, and I want to meet a couple guys in there because I know some people in there that can get me in.
Yeah, I want to go there too eventually.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's pros walking around there.
Oh, Cali in general. I'm sure if you go to any like big time gym in Cali, you'll find somebody. Like if you were to go to the 10 Goose boxing gym where Ellie's always at, you'll definitely find somebody.
Oh, Robert Garcia.
But I don't know if it's Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia is somewhere else. He's in Oxnard. He's in Oxnard.
Oh yeah.
No, 10 Goose is like Joe Goosen and Ricky Fuentes and Andre Berto's in there a lot. You got John Molina that goes there a lot. And that's where Ellie spends a lot of his time because those are guys he talks to all the time.
Yeah, I met Ellie one time. He's cool. Good people's.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's a cool guy. I'll probably meet him. If I go to this fight on the 5th of December, which is like next weekend, like this time next week, if I go to that fight, I'll probably meet him.
Which fight is this that you're going to again?
I don't know if I'm going yet. I'm going to find out later today. It's Peter Quillen versus Daniel Jacobs. And I just interviewed Quillen, and I just sent the media people. I just sent the media people who are doing the fight my interview with Peter Quillen. So if I get denied, I want to know why. Because I just interviewed the guy headlining the event. And I sent him all my other boxing interviews too. So I feel like if they're gonna deny me, it's gonna be over something stupid. I have to be there.
I don't think they're gonna deny you if you just went to the Laura fight.
Yeah, I went to the Laura fight. Went to the Shannon Briggs fight.
Oh, you went as media?
To the Shannon Briggs fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there as media.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
I remember after Shannon won the fight, I talked to him for like 2 minutes. He was a cool guy.
Awesome, man. I really want to see what's up. Maybe we can get him on the phone, man. Maybe we can do a dual interview with Shannon.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great. I'm gonna try to I might hit him up on Instagram. He might respond.
Yeah, let me know how that goes, because he's always putting his number out there.
Yeah, but I've called that number so many times. He's never picked up. And
So that's probably like a boost phone or something.
it's like a super it's super hard to get him to respond via text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should try that though. Like I want to see how that goes.
Yeah, so I mean, if we can get it done, I would love to talk to Shannon on here. I'm sure that would be hilarious. It'd be fun. Like he's fun to be around.
We should get him on here, right? Yeah, Google Hangouts, bro.
Yeah, on Google Hangout. That's what I'm saying. Like face to face.
Shannon the Cannon Briggs. We can.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah, that would be dope. I got his son's son's Instagram. They're all cool people, man.
You talking about Chan?
I think that's his name. Tall teenager kid. He's a high school kid.
With glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chan. Yeah, I've seen him a few. I never talked to him, but I saw him a few times. Like he walked by me a few times. I'm cool with his nephew Craig. Craig.
Okay.
Craig's actually the guy who holds the camera for all of his Instagram videos.
I was wondering who was doing all that.
That's who it is, Craig.
And still to this day, every day.
Every day, yeah, like literally, yeah. Every day they're doing videos.
Holy crap. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see what I could do for that. I'm gonna Instagram him right now.
I'll do the same. No, because I want to get him. I really want to talk to him. I mean, I actually have a few interviews scheduled. I mean, I told you about Francis Bartholomew. I told you about, I got other people who are like off the radar because I want to cover boxing, like not just on a professional level. I want to cover like amateur fighters,
Yeah.
guys.
You
who,
want to get your
like-
feet wet.
Huh? Yeah, it's
You want to get
everybody.
your feet wet.
Everybody. Like I want to cover amateur fighters. I want to cover, guys who used to fight who aren't fighting no more. Like there's one guy I'm friends with on Facebook who I'm supposed to interview next week. He held the light heavyweight title in like the 90s, and he was like I think it was the 90s. I forgot which title it was. And he was alright. Like I was looking at his record. He was like 30 and 11, with like 20 knockouts, something like that.
It's crazy. Some people don't know that when we're, doing this whole media thing, we get a lot of off the record conversations too. It's just people don't know, man.
I think it's what they see. They don't know that there's about like 100 different things that are like going on behind the scenes.
A lot of things being spoken about. Certain fighters don't like certain fighters, and they don't like certain promotion campaigns, and like it's crazy. Like the game is, they see it how the fans see it. You know what I mean? The boxers see it how the fans see it, and plus more. So it's always interesting to hear from any boxer.
Yeah, that reminds me too. My friend who works for Hustle Boss, he told me that like if I wanted to get in contact with like Jeff Mayweather and do an interview, I probably could. So
Oh yeah.
Jeff, there's a slim possibility. I don't know yet, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But there's a slim possibility that like before the NBA season is done, I might interview Derrick Rose.
How would that how'd you get that?
Well, I'm supposed to go to Chicago. I don't know when, but I'm supposed to go to Chicago. So I have a friend who like covers the Bulls, and like he knows Derrick Rose. Like he's really cool with him. So he's gonna ask Derrick Rose to do an interview, and we might do. I might either go there for a game because I want to go to a game and do it there, and then, or I'm thinking about just doing it here. I could probably just do it here.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I could probably do it here, and then I got another one that's gonna happen. I have to work on this one too. I got what's his name? On your favorite team, actually, your favorite NBA team. You play for the Heat. Udonis Haslem.
Yes, do that.
Yeah, because where I live in South Florida, there's this ice cream like place, and one of the guys that works there is Udonis Haslem's uncle, who's like really cool at UD, and I've been talking to him for like weeks and weeks about interviewing UD. So that's gonna happen eventually. I don't know when.
Yeah, you can make that happen. And he's a native there, right?
Yeah, he went to high school in Miami, and he plays for the Heat. He didn't go to college in Miami. He played for the Gators.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is odd because he played for the U, but he played for the Gators.
You should have a long interview with him like how you did with Shannon, because he seems like he doesn't get the
No,
exposure he's supposed to get.
no. I want to interview. I want to do a long interview with him, at least like 9, 10 minutes. But
Yeah.
honestly, bro, like one of my dreams, and hopefully I can make this happen with him, because but like now that I have the connect, like I want to be able to maybe do like a sit down with him and like D Wade at the same time. Cause like
Wow.
like him and D Wade, they both came into the league at the same time.
Yeah, they're real bros.
Yeah, like same draft class, been with the team the
Mhm.
whole way. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to you, but I'm gonna end the Google Hangout, dog. I'm gonna end the Google Hangout.
Okay.
All right,
Do you think?
all right.